AFCS growers, this is Joe Hofmeyer with Farmers Co-op Society. Wanted to hop on here today and show you our JSA Select contract. It's a unique offering that we offer this time of year. Sign up is between now and the end of January. That has some unique advantages to you and your operation. So I wanted to hop into it and show a little bit about what this contract is and how it works. So taking a look here, what is a JSA Select contract? It essentially allows you to have a portion of your bushels, say a percentage of your bushels, professionally managed by a trader within John Stewart and Associates, who's one of our brokers. So these are people that are looking at the market every day, professionally trading corn and soybeans. So it allows you access to letting them pull the trigger on your behalf and actually price the futures component of your eventual cash price. So to give you a little bit of additional detail on that, so this is just the basics of how a cash price is established, which many of you know. So we've got your futures price plus your basis price gives you your cash price. So it's really that futures component that's going to be actively managed by John Stewart and Associates. So they're going to actively manage the futures portion. You're then going to work with FCS to set your basis, which is kind of the local price that we're going to set relative to that futures price, which then is eventually going to give you that cash price in the end. So why would you use a tool like JSA Select? There's obviously lots of tools out there, lots of ways that you can price your production. Some are as simple as selling cash, and you can get very complex with multi-leg option strategies. So some of the main reasons of this contract. So first of all, it leverages JSA's market knowledge. So they have people that are looking at these markets every day, looking at the macro environment, looking at supply and demand, all the kind of variables that go into a market, and they're going to use that knowledge to try to sell your corn or your soybeans at the right price and at the right time. They have all the trading tools at their disposal, right? So they not only are going to use futures, they could use options, they could use spreads, they could use any tool within the market where they see opportunity to try to add value to that contract on your behalf. It also provides diversification. So nobody can predict where a market is going with 100% certainty. So what this does is it spreads that risk out. It says on this portion of this bushels, say 20% of your bushels, 30% of your bushels, whatever number you decide is right, you're going to get these priced in a unique way versus the rest of the bushels that you're selling. It's also disciplined forward selling. So we talk a lot about, hey, selling forward tends to be better probably 8 or 9 times out of 10. And this allows you to turn those bushels over to someone that's going to disciplined forward sell that production on your behalf. And you also get a weekly update, which gives you market insights from JSA on a weekly basis that says this is why they have sold these bushels or this is why they're choosing not to. So it can help you market the rest of your bushels that are not in JSA as well. So take a look at historical performance. So how have they done? So you can see the green bars are their performance, and the kind of lighter green bars here are the price of that futures month at the time of delivery in the fall. So you can see that they've had a lot of good years of performance. They've also had some years that have been average across the way and would be comparable to what you're hauling off the combine. So I wouldn't enter into this contract saying, hey, I know for sure that this is going to be the best contract that I had. Again, it's going to be disciplined forward selling, and it's going to be diversification with a tool that someone is actively managing on your behalf. So here's a look at corn performance. And then switching over to beans, here's a look at beans, how they've performed over the years. So again, it's just a good way to discipline forward sell and diversify away that portfolio and leverage their expertise on your behalf. So this idea of diversification we talk a lot about, because nobody can predict the future. We have to start to say, hey, what different tools? I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket. So what would be the percentage that you would want to put into something like a JSA contract? I would say that the growers that we work with will go anywhere from 10% to say up to 40 or 50% on the high end. It just depends their comfort level and how they want to manage that. I would say you can put any quantity of bushels into this, but put in a quantity that's meaningful in case they do a really nice job. It's really hard if you say, hey, put a truckload in for me, which we can do any quantity. But if that happens to be a really good price, it's a little bit disheartening if you've only put in a very small amount of bushels into the program. So here are the kind of timeframes that can be offered. So it could be for fall, for next harvest right off the combine. It could also be for next winter, which would be March of 27, so a little over a year from now, or it could be all the way up to the summer of 2027. And they do also have a 2-year offering, so you could actually let them trade those bushels on your behalf for 2 years, which just gives them more opportunity because they're going to see more opportunities in the marketplace that they can execute over that 2-year period. So sign up today. You can sign up today all the way through the end of January. In February, they'll start trading the bushels. So any bushels that you want to enroll into this program do need to be to us, or you need to let us know what bushels you want in by January 31. The investment on that is 8 cents for corn, 10 cents for beans. So you do have to go into it saying, hey, I need them to at least do that well to overcome some of those investments. But another way to think about this is that you will be getting a futures only or NBE contract for that same cost. So when you look at it relative to the cost of an NBE to get out there, it obviously looks a little bit more economical than just looking at the price itself or that investment itself. Also wanted to quickly remind you guys, we do have our grain marketing meetings that are coming up throughout kind of the Wednesdays through January. So next week, Wednesday in Sioux Center, then the following Wednesday on January 14 in Sheldon, and then the third Wednesday there on the 21st in Alcester. So would love to have you guys come out. We're going to talk about grain markets, where markets are at, what marketing tools you can use to help you and your operation be successful. Thanks.